and including things that you maybe didn't realize were recyclable that now are. Yes, we are here at the Vancouver landfill in Delta. We are helping keep Vancouver spectacular for the month of May. Up next, we're going to take a look at some of those recyclables that you didn't know you could. Stay with us. You're watching BT. We'll be right back. Yeah, and Keep Vancouver Spectacular is an initiative that's now in its 19th year, and it truly is a way to make sure that our environment is nice and tidy and clean. People can get involved, and it starts with what we can recycle and what we know we can recycle.
Exactly right, yes. So there's a change occurring in our program starting May 19th. We're going to be adding a lot more material to the recycling programs in the blue boxes that people use at their homes. We'll be adding things like Tetra Paks and milk cartons and ice cream containers and also these plant pots.
Oh, that's something new that people would never think
that's right,
of.
and these were always going to the garbage before, so it'll be really nice to be able to recycle those.
Let's talk about our blue box, because a lot of people might not realize things like their coffee cups.
Yep.
And lids.
Yep. Starting on May 19th, this will be another addition to the program. We would ask, though, that when people put these into the box, that they take the lid off.
Okay.
From the coffee cup and put them in separately, because the coffee cup gets recycled as paper, and then this is, of course, as plastic.
Do we need to be rinsing things first, like when I
yes,
put like
definitely.
the ice cream
Rinse
containers?
things, because they do make a mess if you don't, of course, ice cream would, or milk, or anything like that. We'd also ask you to crush the containers if possible. Otherwise, we collect a lot of air. You crush them down, we can get more in the trucks.
Exactly. Now let's talk about things that I didn't realize you could recycle things like this.
Yes, now these can't be recycled in the blue box,
okay,
but they can be delivered to the depots that we have here at the Vancouver landfill or at the Vancouver South Transfer Station on Kent Avenue. There's also a number of other multi-material BC depots within the city of Vancouver that will accept these things like styrofoam from egg containers, styrofoam from meat packing, plastic covering for paper towels and toilet paper, and bags that food come in.
Excellent.
Like these.
We are all doing our part as we keep Vancouver spectacular. I mean, this initiative is the month of May, but we should always be trying to do that. For more details on how you can keep Vancouver spectacular, including Jody, setting up teams and neighborhood cleanups, people can go to vancouver.ca/KVS, I believe. Exactly. We want to make things easy for people, including recycling your food scraps. It can actually be a pleasant experience. We're going to have those details, plus making this very cool paper liner, up next on BT's. We'll be right back. It is, and you know, one of the biggest problems that people have, of course, when they're recycling their food scraps, they're worried it's going to be smelly and kind of, especially when you get this kind of heat, but they make mistakes with what they actually use as a liner, right?
That's correct. If they're using plastic bags, even biodegradable bags, that's a real problem for the collection and the processing.
Okay, so paper is a great option. Now, before we went to break, we actually saw this very cool liner being made, and by the way, the process is available on the website, as well as this little a pamphlet that comes with people's food scrap kits.
That's right.
But you actually also have a way that people can do it just easily as well.
Sure. I don't actually have the patience to do this kind of thing, so I tend to actually just stuff it in the bag and fold it over the edges, and it works out really well. And what it does is it absorbs the moisture, so it keeps things a little bit drier and keeps your bin clean.
Now, what kinds of things should we be putting in our bin?
Well, anything that can be classed as food waste. As you see, there's meat, bones, dairy products, vegetables, shellfish, pizza boxes, food soiled paper, all can be put in with your yard trimmings in the green bin. What we don't want to see is things like diapers or plastic bags or pet waste. Those aren't compostable in the programs that we have here now.
Excellent. And I understand too that even if you put everything in a cereal box, you're okay there too.
Exactly, that's fine too.
So there are ways that you can make it easy for sure, and I like to kind of think that if it wouldn't be something you would throw on your own floor in your home, why would you throw it out on the street?
Exactly, yeah. That's exactly right.
So we're trying to keep Vancouver spectacular. By the way, the whole month of May, it's just a way that you can keep our city looking beautiful. For more details on Keep Vancouver Spectacular, you can go to vancouver.ca/KVS. And Michelle, set up those neighborhood teams and everyone get out there and keep our city beautiful. We are, and for the entire month of May, you also can keep Vancouver spectacular, but how do you organize a team and what kind of tools do you need? We're going to show you and tell you coming up next on BT. Stay with us here, Albert. There you go. And maybe keep Vancouver spectacular while we're enjoying the spectacular weather. If you got to be outside anyways, you want to kind of keep everything looking nice.
That's right, that's right.
And you're giving people not only the instruction on how to do, people the tools. Tell us a little bit about Keep Vancouver.
People sign up for Keep Vancouver Spectacular and they want to set up a block collection or a neighborhood collection. We'll provide them with all the tools they need. We'll give them these pickers that they can take for collecting the material. We'll give them the bags. We'll arrange to collect the material. We'll give them all the promotional material. on how to do the program.
Now, of course, litter is anything that really you've kind of thrown on the ground that you probably wouldn't throw in your house, but not all litter is necessarily garbage because, you know, some of it's recyclable.
That's right. Most of the stuff that we've picked up here in the last few minutes has been recyclable material, so you can set up to recycle this material as part of your program as well.
So some people might walk around with 2 bags, one for garbage, one for recyclables, and then what happens after that? So let's say, you know, we've organized our group, we've got a team captain, you know, if you're someone who wants to take charge, what happens from that point with respect to pickup and everything?
So once the event is over and the bags are all collected, we'll arrange to pick it up. So people don't have to worry about the disposal of the bags or the recycling of the material. We'll come and get it and we'll look after it.
Excellent. Well, you know what? It's happening now, and in fact, it should happen all the time, but it's thing right now with the city. Vancouver.ca/KVS for more details. They're back at the station. It's all about keeping our city and our neighborhoods, Jody, nice and beautiful. Do your part. It's Keep Vancouver Spectacular. Coming up in the next segment Jody, we're going to talk about things that they accept here at the landfill, but I want to show you here, you remember like the island of misfit toys? Well, this is the welcoming committee when you come here to the landfill. Look at this. Aw, how do these people get rid of these little guys? Yes, exactly. Keep Vancouver Spectacular is a big month-long initiative endorsed, of course, by the City of Vancouver, and it's your chance to do your part to keep everything lovely and keep as much out of the landfills if you can. But if you have to make your way here to the landfill, many people want to know what you guys actually take.
Sure. We take just about everything here. We have a big recycling depot that can be used by the public. We'll take batteries, electronics, we take drywall, clean wood, the regular recyclables from your blue box and cardboard, and it's kind of a one-stop shop that we have here.
What's the kind of cost involved? What kinds of things do you charge for?
Well, if you bring in clean recyclables, we don't charge anything, but if you bring in a mixed load and have to separate it, you get charged by weight.
Okay, so things like mattresses?
Mattresses is a flat fee there's a $15 fee for that, and that's charged at any location around Metro, and that's basically the cost to us to recycle it.
Okay, so there you go. So it's basically everything's neutral from that perspective. Now, when people make their way here to the landfill, what exactly is the process? What happens here?
Well, the first thing that they do is they go across the scale. You can see it in the distance there behind the yellow truck.
There's a car actually that's just making its way through.
That's right. So they get weighed there. They'll come into the drop-off area, which is behind us.
Okay.
They'll drop their materials in the appropriate location. They'll circle around, and they'll get weighed out. And so if there's a payment required, it's the difference between what they weighed coming in and what they weighed going out, which is what they dropped off.
Wow, well, fantastic work that you do here. And again, your chance to keep Vancouver Spectacular. Set up your teams, volunteer to be a captain. Of course, they provide you with all the tools and information you need. Go to vancouver.kvs.